Hey, good morning. Oh, hey, I'm a little early. I'm a minute early. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1110. Happy Friday. Now it's 7 o'clock. Now we can roll. Good morning. I've been shipping. That's what I've been doing. I don't have anything to talk about. I've just been shipping. Top Series 1, man. People poop. I still see people poo-poo it on Twitter. Don't expect to make any money selling Top Series 1. BS on that. BS. I have already more than doubled my money on my jumbo case with sales still streaming in. There's a few, let's see, I think I've got a couple autographs still in the store. Most of the jersey relics and a bunch of singles. Still some inserts. So check it out, 99centcards.com. Let's throw that banner up. Buy 7 or more, save even more, 25% off at checkout. I think when I ended the show yesterday, it was at 357 orders to ship. And by shipping all day, and then finally at like 8 o'clock, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I woke up this morning to 108 sales, which it's been a while. Like that used to actually be fairly common to wake up to 75 to 150 sales overnight. It hasn't been very common in the last 6 months or so. So here we are. I think I'm back up to it basically. I think I'm back up to like 357 items to ship. Not quite that many. I did ship a lot just as I started. Sold a Garrett Cole base card. No, it's even worse today. It's even worse. There's even more orders to ship this morning. 379. Yee! And I shipped all day. So that's why I have 3-day handling. That is why I have 3-day handling. So it's been a whirlwind. There are some I thought I saw a chat pop up. James said something. Do you lower your prices on the singles since they dropped so much? At this point, no, because I'm still selling. I did drop the price. I had Ellie De La Cruz base listed at $12.50, and I wasn't even getting any offers. I dropped it to $9, and I sold 2 right instantly. That was one that I dropped. I did drop the price on a Endy Rodriguez auto, and then I took an offer that I accepted last night. Some of the singles I won't. I mean, I probably won't. I'm not going to take if they're $2.50 or $5 on some of the inserts. I'm not going to lower the price. But at this point, I don't care. I'd rather just move on. You know, I got to get these shipped. I'd rather move on and list new stuff than to go back and update pricing on some random inserts. And if people really want it, they can shoot me an offer. So, and sometimes, and this is something, if you're a buyer, and there's an item that has a best offer, don't message the seller and say, hey, what's the best you can do on this? Because there's an offer button. I had somebody yesterday send me a message, and I think it was on Endy Rodriguez. Or no, it might have been, it was an auto. I can't remember which one, but they asked, what's the best you can do? And whatever it was, I listed, say it was $25 or best offer. What's the best you can do? And I said $25 or best offer. Like, you send me the best offer and I will either accept, decline, or counter. That's how it works. So in the meantime, somebody sent me an offer. A different person sent me an offer, and I accepted it. So it was a strong offer. So Speaking of today, so tomorrow morning I'll be able to show you the beginning of a rainbow I'm chasing, which just happened accidentally. And sometimes communication does actually this was an instant where I didn't even send the message to the seller. What I did was I was just sometimes I randomly search Cubs 1-of-1s and looking for superfractors. I don't think I have a first Bowman Chrome auto superfractor of any Cub, because usually they're super overpriced. And it's like I kind of have a price range that I'm willing to pay depending on which player it is, and go from there. So to this day, I haven't really found anything when I've looked that I'm willing to buy until this week. Riley Thompson, who may or may not be a distant cousin. We may know the story of my ancestor Curly Bill, who's got like 28 children, had 28 children back in the 1800s. He was planting his seed everywhere throughout Eastern Kentucky. So my family, the Thompson lineage goes back to Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, Louisville area. So that's where my Thompson ancestry. I think they came over from England, and then I think they settled in North Carolina, and then like the first generation moved to Eastern Kentucky and basically settled there until my grandfather was born in Kentucky and then moved as a youngster to Illinois, which is where my close fit, what do you call it? Whatever my family is at now. So Riley Thompson's from that area, and I'm like, I wonder if he's related. Well, anyway, his superfractor comes up, and he's never been, even though like that's always kind of crossed my mind. Like, I wonder if we're like distantly related. I'm sure we are, even though Thompson's a common name. My ancestors are from where he's from. It's like Curly Bill. I bet he's related to Curly Bill somehow. But I've never collected him. But his first Bowman Chrome auto superfractor surfaced on eBay recently. And it was a starting bid of like, I don't know, $4.99, $3.99 on auction or best offer. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to swing for the fences. And I sent a $220 offer. And it got accepted. Wow, sweet. The same seller had the red auto. So I sent an offer of $100. And they accepted. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, oh shit, he's got a whole bunch of Riley Thompson autos. So I just start sending offers, and he like accepted, so I think the first batch I bought were like 4 or 5. So this seller sends me a message yesterday, and he goes, hey, are you looking for any more Riley Thompsons? He goes, somebody walked into my shop recently with like almost, with an incomplete rainbow. And so now I'm selling them all. And I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely interested. He's like, they're all listed. He's got like shipping. So I think I paid for shipping on each card because I had to, when I sent the offer, it's like your payment information. You can't send an offer without paying for it, essentially prepaying for it. So I start putting in offers, and it's like, shit. So I send him a message, and I'm like, hey, it won't let me not pay. Like, I have to pay each individual order as I send these offers. So he's going to give me a refund on the shipping. And it's funny because I looked at his store, and they've got a Twitter account, and I checked it out, and he's in Billings, Montana. That's what's so fun about the hobby and like cards. Like, where did you get this card? Well, funny thing is, I got it from a card shop who was selling it. Somebody walked into their store in Billings, Montana. And here's the near complete rainbow of Riley Thompson, who is a non-roster invite to spring training for the Cubs. So he's in big league camp to start. So I think the red auto in in maybe the orange. The 2 orange I bought should be delivered today. The Superfractor has to go through authentication. So that will be a few more days. And then I think I purchased like 5 or 6 more of the rainbow from him last night. Speaking of shipping, so I did something that I've never done before. With the hundreds of thousands of orders I've shipped on eBay, I've never done like a special request send it UPS. I get asked all the time, and usually it's not worth it when I get asked. And they're like, "Hey, I need this. Can you send?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, if you pay for priority, but there's no guarantee you're going to get it by X date. Like, it's just there's no guarantees in shipping." So I've never done it before, and usually it's on like a $2 single or a couple dollar cards. It's like, no, you go somewhere and find it locally, because don't rely, because too many times I used to be too nice, too many times, and it's usually the graphers. And I'm one of them, and I'm going to show off my mail day. It's usually the graphers that need it. Like, I'm leaving for spring training or a minor league game. It's next Tuesday. I need it by then. And it's like Friday. It's like, it's not going to get there. So I did have a special request as I'm listing all of the 2024 Series 1. And somebody had messaged me and said, I need these ASAP. Can you send them UPS? And I'm like, oh man. So he puts the order in, and I mean, he bought like a ton of cards. So I'm like, yeah. So I worked with him. And so I look up price. I'm like, if you pay for the shipping on it, because I'm not gonna, because they're all like 99-cent, $1.50, $1.75 cards. So it would basically take profits away. I'm like, if you pay for the UPS shipping, I will send it UPS. So yesterday, as I'm getting ready to ship it, I check the post, and it's basically the same amount to ship it priority as it is to ship it UPS. I think priority is like 30 cents cheaper. But I trust UPS more than priority mail. So I sent him a message. I said, hey, it's going to be like $9. And it's going to, and that's either priority mail or UPS. He's like, whatever's faster. I'm like, well, probably UPS. I put money on UPS over the Postal Service. So I did. I boxed them up and sent them UPS. First time I've done that. And I shipped out. I wanted to get the Ichiro auto in that package shipped out ASAP also, just because of what it is, and working from there. So that was my day. That's like all I did yesterday. Oh, I do have a story to tell you though. Not card related, but it is food related. So remember yesterday when I shared the story of going to the grocery store and they gave me somebody's bag of chicken and meatballs, and I didn't know, like I didn't know what to do. Like, I don't have time to take these back to the store. Plus it's fresh raw meat. Like, will they even take it back? And then I waste the trip. They're like, oh, sorry, sir, you have to keep that. So I conferred. Is that the word? I don't know. Conferred. Anyway, I talked to my wife, and when she got home, and I said, what should I do? Like, should I take it back tomorrow? She's like, no, just keep it. She's like, are you going to eat it? And I'm like, with the chicken? Yeah, it's barbecue chicken. I'll grill that up. So yesterday, my wife comes home and she's like, I don't know what we're going to have for dinner. And so she's looking, she's like, oh, I've got one of these lasagnas, like the frozen lasagna things. She's like, there's only one. And I'm like, oh yeah, I had one for lunch the other day. And I'm like, oh, I'll grill the chicken. So I fire up the grill and I put the chicken on, and I thought it was boneless. That was my first mistake. My wife's like, how long will it take? I'm like, 15 minutes. Because I thought they were boneless chicken breasts with barbecue sauce. I was wrong. They were bone in. So I put them on the grill. They're fired up and they're cooking. I'm like, oh, probably time. And I cut it. It's like still raw. And I'm like, and she's like, is there bones in it? I'm like, yeah, there's, and she's like, oh, it takes a lot longer to cook. I'm like, oh, fuck. I didn't know that. See, this is why I don't cook chicken on the grill. I like refuse to, when my mother-in-law, like, she's like, you're the grill master. And I'm like, I don't do chicken. Sorry. And sometimes they're like, they give me a guilt trip. So I end up cooking, but usually it's like always boneless. So it's easier. So I cook it a little longer. So of course I waste a plate and get a second plate, bring it in. So my wife's like, let's read the temperature. And it's coming in like 10 degrees cooler than what it should be. It's like, I'm not risking this. So put it back on a third time. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I'm hungry. It's taking forever. It's just not meant to be. So I go back to the grill a third time with a third plate. Open up the grill or look at the grill, and the thermometer's at like 200 degrees. And I'm like, the propane went out. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I take him in the house, stick the damn thermometer in. Maybe did they cook it all? No. So my wife's like, well, maybe put them in the air fryer or the oven. And I'm like, no, this was not meant to be. And I said, remember, I wasn't supposed to get this chicken. It's like Final Destination chicken. I was not supposed to have this chicken. And if I take the chance of eating this chicken, I'm probably going to get food poisoning. It's not meant to be. I'm not testing fate. I was not supposed to have this chicken. So I threw it away and had a frozen Hungry Man or whatever the hell. It's not the Hungry Man. It's the Healthy Choice. As I can smell the chicken on the counter, like, oh man, ooh. So that was my dinner. What else is going on? I want to show my mail day yesterday. We're going to play Name That Player. It's Friday. It's the free for all. This Sunday, I'll be in Janesville, back at the card show. Janesville Card Show Sunday. I'll have dime boxes, which I haven't even like started to get ready for Sunday's show. So hopefully I can get somewhat caught up on shipping today and use a bulk of or some of Saturday to get those dime boxes ready. And I've got spring training, which is I still have like a month, but I'm putting together custom cards to get autographed. It's like I've got to get these like in the next 2 weeks to guarantee they get shipped to me. Now, the last couple of years, I've had them shipped. I've had my custom cards shipped to the hotel, which 2 for 2. It's like, man, how's this gonna turn out? And actually, it was 2 years ago. It was a different hotel that I stayed at. And they were on it. Last year was the hotel right across the street from Sloan Park. They were good. Marriott, man. I'm a Marriott member. Love the Marriotts. So there you go. Go to Marriott. By the way, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, sold out with several on the waiting list. I am going to reach out. I started putting together the floor plan yesterday. And I'm going to reach out and say, hey, can I get that third ballroom? Because I'm going to need it. I didn't think I would run into the problem, but I am oversold. So yeah. So right now it's, again, but at least this time I'm, a week ahead of things and not 3 days. So Madison Card Show next Saturday, February 24th, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. There will be at least 135 tables, if not more than 150. We'll see. Let's go to the chat. Kyle, what's going on? Good morning. It's Daytona 500 weekend. See, Daytona 500 weekend always sneaks up to me like the days getting longer. I usually notice this is actually last week is usually when I start. The first week of February is when I start noticing that it's like all of a sudden. It's like just like Tuesday. Oh wow, hey, it's getting it's still light at 5:00. And then all of a sudden the Daytona 500 pops up. But Victor says he's not a NASCAR guy, but always glued for the Daytona 500. Matty Ice, good morning. Landon Duke's in the house. First time I've come in early enough to see the countdown. Hey, awesome. And the countdown was even earlier today. I think I fired the countdown up at 6:59. Donald Davis, good morning. Brian's in the house. Day 5 of yellow Wemby hunting. Slow burn. James, what? We talked about that, talking about the prices on new releases. Charlie's in the house. He's shipping, listing, and drinking some coffee. Oh, my. Stewart's with Charlie. David, good morning. Steel Cards in the house. Goof morning. TGIF. James sold 5 for $7 each outside of eBay. Thought the quality control was crap on Series 1. The rainbow foils are bent up on the corners. I noticed, I mean, for me, it didn't seem any different than any other release. This is supposed to be, I'll save it because I've already got him ready to go for name that player. But the rainbow foil that I have next to me is fine. Like no corners dinged. I think that's like quality control just sucks on everything. And it's annoying to see like, this isn't gonna gem out of a pack. Like who fucking cares on like a base card of tops? Like somebody was on Twitter, like you can't even grade the base card. Like why are you grading top Series 1 base cards anyway? Like I don't get it. Like if it's an auto, if it's like a ding corner on an auto, like I get that. If it's my Ellie De La Cruz rainbow foil, if there's a ding corner, I'd be a little upset on that. But for the most part, it's like I just expect quality control issues, especially with Bowman. I mean, every Bowman card has a scratch. People are like, is it clean? I'm like, no, there's scratches on it. Well, can I see them? Yeah, I can't see any scratches. Well, they're there. PSA will find the scratches. You may not see it, but PSA will. I guarantee it. Johnny M, what's up? I want to have like a banner on my eBay store, like, graders go away. PSA 8s only in my eBay store. Just so I don't have to deal with those headaches. Johnny M, what's up? Good morning. I always reply, what's the highest you will pay? Sometimes if I'm feeling itchy, sometimes I'll do that. I try not to, but sometimes it's like, come on, man. If they have like a stupid eBay name, like Gem Mint Flipper guy, then it's like, what's the highest you're gonna pay? If it's Johnny M 415, I'll be like $25 or best offer, whatever the listing says. Jason's Card Shop, what's up? Really enjoyed watching you as a guest on the Dollar Box show this week. Yeah, check it out. I did want to mention that it was a lot of fun, and I told Adam and Charlie, I'm like, because Adam joked, he's like, this is probably going to be a 6-hour episode. And we went 2.5 hours. We were over an hour behind in the chat, and we could have kept going. Like there were so many things we could have kept talking about. What I really liked about the dynamic of the three of us on was I've been in the volume game for, going on 3 years now. Adam's been in it for about a year, and Charlie's kind of starting up over the last 6 months or so. So there was kind of a different range. Charlie's part-time. Adam just went full-time. I've been full-time for a little over 2 years. So there's kind of that like dynamic of experience that we could like bounce things off of. And I mean, there's even things where, always be open to try things. Like there's some things where I just like, I'm going to tell you, no, I'm not going to do that. Like bulk label printing. No, I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. There's certain things like just based on how I run my business and the efficiencies, how my brain works. It's just what other people do doesn't work for me, and what I do may not work for them. But I'm still open to some things. Like we talked about, something that we brought up in the show was somebody had asked, do you list everything as excellent condition? This kind of goes into my little soapbox about graders, PSA, and scratches and all that. So I list everything as excellent, even if it's fresh out of the pack. Like if it's a base card, I'm not looking at every card I list to make sure it's scratch free and there's not a little indent or dimple or little slight corner ding. I'm feeding them in. It's volume. It's a 99-cent card. It's a $1.50 card. It's a $4 card, whatever. So I list excellent to avoid any, this listing says near mint, but there's a dimple right below the left leg. It's like, fuck. But I drop more than just one F-bomb. So I list everything as excellent just to avoid those potential issues. Both Adam and Charlie said, well, I list everything as near mint, and you'd be surprised by the people that search by near mint, and there's not as many headaches that come with it. So I'm like, okay. So the last batch that I did yesterday, I did near mint. Now I have no idea if it's going to lead to more impressions and views into my store, leading to sales. But it's something that, like, okay, I see their point of view and it makes sense. I might try this out. Now, I'm not going to try it out with a bunch of 1974 tops because they're not going to be in near mint condition. But if I'm opening packs of 2024 Top Series 1, chances are they're in near mint condition. So based on the eBay definition. So it was really fun. It was I really enjoyed being on Wednesday night. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on the Dollar Box here on YouTube. Terry, what's going on? Good morning. Neil's in the house. Good morning. Coffee is so good. Yes, it is. By the way, I had to snow blow yesterday. I looked out the window. I'm like, there's like an inch or two out there. It was like 3 inches, and it was super wet and heavy. I opened the garage and grab the shovel and walk to the driveway, and it's like, oh, no. So I fired up the snowblower. Had to snowblow. And it probably won't be. It's only February 16th. We've already dealt with our first fall spring. We're back to winter. It's going to warm up into the 40s again. We'll have our second fall spring. Good morning, Red Light 34. What's going on? Tiger 727's in the house. Good morning. Michael Renicke's here. What's happening? Just George is in the house. Good morning. Shane is here. What's happening? Mark says, frozen lasagna. You hit me right in the Italian. I know. It's like it shouldn't be a thing, right? Frozen lasagna. Man, I tell you what, I was not, and I've talked about this before. I was not a big Italian. I am not a big Italian food person. But when I say that, I mean Americanized Italian. Man, that authentic stuff in Italy, take me back right now. Amazing, amazing food. Johnny Boy Cards, what's up? Good morning. Ryan Blake, what's going on? Regular watcher, first-time commenter. Good morning, Ryan. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for commenting. Hope to see you more often. Harlan's in the house. Good morning. Sports card ripping teacher, Curse of the Chicken, February 15th, 20. I know. That's it. That could have been. That could have been. Like, where's Bo? Oh, Curse of the Chicken. Shane's got to grab some coffee, but I did buy a blaster of Tops yesterday and pulled a purple foil, of $7.99 Corbin Carroll. That was about it. That's a big hit in itself. I mean, for a blaster. If I had time, my buddy Brian, I don't know if Brian's jumped in the chat yet, but he texted me yesterday. He's like, hey, are you going out to find any retail? And I'm like, no, I've had my fix. If I didn't have so much to ship, I'd probably make a Walmart run and buy some blasters just because it's fun. And blasters is a different, like you see different stuff, whether it's a retail exclusive. Are they doing relics and somebody? I thought I saw somewhere where there's not a retail relic this year. Was it Flipping Sports Guy that mentioned that the other day? Tiger 727 always watches the Daytona 500. Look forward to it every year. See, I'm not like even I'm very like fair weather when it comes to some of these events, like Daytona 500. Like, if there was like something like newsworthy going on, if it's just the regular annual race, like I have no interest. But if there's like, oh, this person's blah blah blah, it's like, oh, maybe I'll check it out. Same with the Masters. Like, I don't watch the Masters unless like when Justin Spieth came out of nowhere. Was that the Masters? I think so. That was like riveting. If Tiger Woods came back, like I would, check in on it. Like, I'm not going to watch golf all day, but I'll check. That's kind of like the Daytona 500. If I see on Twitter, like, oh, there's this terrible crash TV, I'll turn it on. I used to be like, there was a brief period of time in my childhood where I was a NASCAR fan, like probably 1994, 95. And I think, and now that I think back, I think it was probably related to the baseball strike because there was no baseball. So it's like, oh, I have to have something to watch. And my dad was a gearhead and watched every race, IndyCar, NASCAR. He would go to dirt track races. So I got into it for, just a couple years. And then I was all about wrestling in the mid to late 90s. Orlando's in the house. What's up? Good morning. James says, with that $9 SGC special, people will grade checklists. It's only $9. Let's grade this. Like, oh. Johnny M says, I list near mint since PSA 7 equals near mint. That's a good point. I don't even know what the definition is. But I also throw out cards with damage unless it's a high dollar card, and then I list it appropriately. That's kind of, sometimes I'm listing so fast that I don't even realize there's like a corner ding. And that's kind of like, I know that's bad to say, but I mean, you get pretty good scans. And if it comes up, it's like, well, look at the picture. Like, it's, unless it's a quantity listing, it's the exact card. But unscrupulous buyers will take every loophole they can find. It can be mentioned in the description, but they don't see it in it's a different picture. Or if it's listed, if it's in the photo, like, well, you can clearly see there's a giant crease or corner ding. Well, it's not in the description. And then sometimes it's both in the picture and the description. They're like, well, oh, I didn't see it. Terry says 55 watching, only 4 likes. Let's smash that like button. Thank you, Terry. I'm going to take a moment. You take a moment, hit that like button. I'm going to go to my phone. I've got to get this up anyway for our Name That Player game. Where's Max? Free for All Friday. 63 watching. Hit that like button. There you go. And subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, before we get into Name That Player, though, I got to show you my mail day. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says, no retail relic and blasters. You're correct. That's a bummer, man, because I like those. And usually they're, I think the retail manufactured relics are better than the relics in like the hits. People complain about the manufactured relic being one of the hits. The manufactured relic I got, like, I thought it was a cooler card than the plain white jersey swatch. And it sold for a lot more too. I think out of the, 2 times 6, out of the 12 relics that I pulled, I've listed all 12. And I think 2, maybe 3 have sold. I know Lars Nootbaar was the first to sell. My manufactured relic is one of the 3 out of 12 that have sold. So not only do they look cooler, they, in my case, sold faster. But I think some of those manufactured relics are pretty cool and better looking than, a piece of white jersey. Mr. Archer, good morning. Troy Barton's in the house. Good morning. Shane would rather watch replays of times they showed Taylor Swift at a game than watch NASCAR. I'm with Shane on this one. Show me Taylor. I don't want to watch cars driving in circles. Troy says, woke up to a nice 15 card order. Oh man, I love those. I love those. I love them even more when they're all like in my store when I do 99-cent shipping, because I get a lot of single card orders, but then I'll have, and I don't even know what the order was, but it might have been the 111 cards or whatever I woke up to. And it's like a bunch of 99-cent cards. Or when somebody buys all 6 of the 99-cent cards, it's like, see, that's why I do 99 cents free shipping. Flipping Sports Card says, Flipping Sports Guy says the kids enjoyed those goofy ones like a player number, the helmet. Yeah, the helmets were really cool. I loved the rookie medallions. Those were freaking awesome. The flags were pretty cool. Sports Card Ripping Teacher says, I opened a Mega and a Hanger yesterday. Both were nice. The yellows in the Hanger look sharp, especially the Justin Steele. Ooh, Justin Steele. Minneapolis Kid says, will you send thick relics PWE? No. In fact, I send all relics with the exception of there are some like relics that are about the size of a thick card, a thicker card, not super thick, but and I will let the buyer know, like, or if they send me an offer, I'm like, I will take your price if you accept this being sent PWE. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, because they can get damaged. If you're willing to accept that, I will take your offer. Otherwise, like the Lars Newt bar, it'll be in a bubble mailer. My relics, I send bubble mailer. I've had probably, and this is anecdotal, I haven't tracked it, but I did for a time track, small sample size, but out of maybe 10 or 20 relics, 50% were damaged in a PWE. So I know some people like, you can do it, but it's playing with fire. So I just avoid it altogether. Sometimes somebody will say, hey, I'll do $5 if you send it PWE. And I'm okay with that. And I'm like, okay, if you're okay with it, I'll do it. I don't advertise it unless somebody reaches out, or if they send an offer, I'm like, I'll take it, but I'll counter and at their price. I'm like, this will be sent PWE if you accept that term. Alex, what's going on? Just got a 5-card order from SGC in my 94 Topps Finest. MJ got a 10. Woo! That's a hot card. Nice. Jamie, happy Friday. Uncle Rich is in the house. Terry McDaniel's here. Happy to see someone got a jumbo case. Mine was horrible. Best card I got was a $70 card that hasn't sold yet, so it might not even be a $70 card. Nope. I'd also so here's the thing, like Top Series 1, like my profits aren't coming from hits. Like, I mean, they're nice, like it does help, but like my Ichiro, not even considering my Ichiro auto, I've already made a profit on my jumbo case. And that's excluding a $750 sale. But you also see that yesterday I had 357 orders to ship. Today, right now, I have 379 plus whatever sold in the last 45 minutes. It's a grind, and I shipped all day yesterday. I'm going to be shipping all day today and probably again all day tomorrow. So it's not about the hits in Series 1. It's $2, $4, $7 here, there, everywhere. And that's how you're getting back to break even and making profit on Series 1. Rip and flip and list everything. I mean, I listed everything with the exception of Cubs. And Brian, I've got 2 Nolan Ryans on the side for you. Cooter, I pulled a couple Will Clarks. Other than that, I did have people ask, and it's too much for me to take special requests, and it's just not, the savings of some eBay fees is not worth it. So I just rip, flip, ship. James says the watering can Easter SP out of the blasters. The watering can Easter short print out of the blasters. There are some pretty cool short prints and variations, like the photo That's a really cool card. The team logo is really cool. Uncle Rich, great like percent. Yay us. Subscribe to the best morning man in the sports card webcasting. Thank you, Uncle Rich. There's Brian. Good morning. Johnny says, I send the thinner relics in an Armalope mailer and haven't had any issues yet. There you go. See, I just do the thin little PWEs. I don't have any Armalopes. What's an Armalope cost, though? Like 40 cents? Which I guess if it's depending on the price of the relic, it's okay. And it's still better than paying $4 for a bubble mailer. Brian says 2 Nolans. Yes, I think I have them. Here's one. I can show you. The 89 tops. Pretty cool. And Grand Gamers. Nolan Ryan. Both in Astros uniform. Scott Jonas says, I opened 3 hanger boxes of Top Series 1. I pulled 1 Elly De La Cruz home field advantage and sold it for $100. Hell yeah. And here's an example of how fast the market declines on Series 1. I pulled 1 home field advantage in my case. It was Randy Arozarena. I think the first one sold for like, not mine, but the first sale was like $35. I think there was another sale for like $30. I listed mine at 25 and ended up selling it for 20. And when I checked yesterday, the most recent sale was 13. So from 35 to 13. And that was, from, I think the first sale was Tuesday. My sale was Wednesday. And then like a Thursday morning sale. Like that's how fast the market drops on Series 1. That's why it's important to get the boxes early, rip them as fast as you can, list them as fast as you can. And that's where your profit comes in. You can't go this weekend. You can't get a box today and rip it tonight and list it tomorrow and expect to make a big profit. Because the ship is sailed on a lot of the prices. I've already seen my single sales were crazy, although I did have a nice big sale overnight. But I definitely saw a big decline as yesterday wore on because more and more of this stuff is getting listed on eBay. Joe Trotto, good morning. Philly Joe's in the house. Jamie says, wait, did you do another auction last night? No, I did not. Next auction will be hopefully next Thursday. I'm penciling it in for next Thursday. It's only in pencil right now because I forgot the Madison Card Show is next Saturday as well. So I'm penciling it in for next Thursday. But we may have to take a rain check on it. Depends on how crazy next week is, along with card show preparation for the Madison Card Show. So tentatively next Thursday. Johnny paid 14 cents in bulk for that's a hell of a good deal. There you go. Brian says, I'm on the fence about rushing out today at lunch to grab some retail of Series 1. I still have a ton of basketball to list. Is basketball still soft? This is something that I talked about with somebody this week. Basketball for me is super soft. But the small player lots, I can list Giannis cards as singles and they don't move. I can list a Giannis 5-player lot for slightly less than what I would list the singles and they sell. I don't get it. I don't know. So small player lots, and I'm talking 5 cards for 8. Well, actually the basketball player lots, I'm doing a little over $1 card. So it's like, what am I doing? About $6 for 5 cards, I think. Free shipping. And those player lots move, but the singles at $1.50 to $1.75 just sit. So that's my experience. Shane says to Brian, this is just me, but I feel like I couldn't sell a 1K basketball card for $10. That's how bad basketball is for me in my store. Same. And if I list $1,000 basketball card and in the most recent comp is $1,000, I'll get a bunch of $20 offers. I get the most lowball offers on basketball. It's ridiculous. James says, you pull any Golden Mirror or Kevin Hart? I did not pull any Golden Mirror. I don't think I pulled any Kevin Hart. And this is assuming those came in the middle with the 4 or 5 cards. Because if they were in the middle, then no, I didn't pull any. But if they like sprinkled in the packs, maybe I missed a Kevin Hart SP. I should probably go back and look a little closer. Because I mean, when I'm ripping these, I'm just so I don't really catch on to these things. So I probably should go and look to see if there are any little Kevin Harts on the Phillies cards. Shane says, only luck I've ever had with basketball is 90s inserts. Flipping Sports Guy says, I've listed 50-50 on basketball and baseball. The basketball is flying for me, but it's also 2017-18, which is a big rookie year. Harlan says, so are you listing those lots in the singles category so you can use PWE? No, I'm listing them in the lots category, and I'm still able to send them PWE. That's a good point that you bring up. It allows me to send those ESE in the lots category, and it will not let me list in the single category because the word lot is in the title. And so an error comes up. It's like, this is not a single. This is a lot. Brian says, I have a ton of 90s. Maybe I'll try some player lots. RS Math says, I've missed 45 minutes, so forgive me if already answered. You don't collect flagship base set. I do not. I figured you'd at least make one set for you, keep the rest of the Cubs, and sell the rest. No, I'm not a set collector or set builder. I only collect Cubs. The only thing I collect is Cubs. Everything else is for sale. So I have no interest in collecting sets or building sets. So the only thing I keep is Cubs. So I've kept the 100 Cubs cards that I pulled or whatever it is, and the rest went on eBay. Harlan says, I didn't realize that was a PWE category. I didn't even think about it until you just mentioned it. But yeah, because I've sold several lots and sent them ESE. Because if I couldn't send them ESE, I wouldn't be listing them. So that's an interesting point. So apparently they are. So I got some mail yesterday. I love the Rookies app. So when I go to spring training, I love to get autographs. And I love going to the backfields and watching minor league practice and drills. But a lot of these minor league guys, especially the younger guys from international free agents and from the Dominican Republic and other countries, they don't have any cards yet because they haven't played in full season baseball yet. So I find pictures. My buddy Rich down in Mesa takes awesome pictures. So I take his photos and put them on the Rookies app, and you get cards like this. So Luis Vazquez, who actually does have a couple cards. Kashun Collier. You even see Rich's watermark. Josh Rivera, he was a draft pick last year. So I got 80 cards. I won't show you all of them, but I'll just show you kind of a smattering. Arian Rodriguez. Oh, this is Mark McGuire's kid, Mason McGuire. Mark McGuire shows up at Cubs camp every once in a while. Ezekiel Pagan. This kid, I think he'll be the big mover in the Cubs system in terms of prospect rankings. Jefferson Rojas. He will be climbing, and you can still get his stuff pretty relatively cheap. Adon Sanchez, who I'm collecting his rainbow. Why not make a custom card? Here's 88 Donruss. Chris Clark. Here's another. So usually this is kind of the standard design that I use. But when I do duplicates, then I'll use different designs. Oh, here's Shota Imanaga and Matt Shaw. So these I get printed from Rookies, the Rookies app, and try to get them autographed. So my first were 80 cards, and then I've got to put another order in, and then I'll, as more photos from this year's camp come up, I'll get some more printed up. RS Matt says, I think the W flags from your jumbo video was because Topps used Wrigley photos right after Cubs wins when fans pulled out their W flags. Do you have a W flag? I do. Unfortunately, I didn't install a flagpole on the new house, so I haven't been able to fly the W at the new house. But yeah, I flew the W, especially when the Cubs beat the Brewers. And my Frank, I wonder what Frank is up to. I miss Frank. Frank would fly a Brewers flag. He's all Wisconsin, Brewers, Packers, and I'd fly those flags. And then he started flying his flag. Not having no fib fly their flags in my neighborhood. Who wants to play Name That Player? I've got a fun selection of cards today for Name That Player. Harlan says probably tuning up the robot lawnmower. John's in the house. What's going on? Go Pilots. So here's our scores. We've got some fun stuff today, and I didn't really take much time to look at stuff, but I wanted to give a little bit. I've got a historical figure, baseball, basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, soccer, baseball, football, baseball, wrestling, football, NASCAR, baseball, football. So it's going to be fun. Before we get to Name That Player, let's go through a couple of these chats. Bo is the morning DJ at WBST, talking all about cards for you. There you go. Shane says, did you have to fill in everything on CDP? Yes. It's not even in the database, at least as of yesterday morning. 2024 was not in the database yet, so I had to manually type everything in. It's a good thing I'm a fast typer. Sports Card Ripping Teacher says, keep Morel at third until Shaw is ready. I can feel it. Belly signs Saturday night. Everyone have a great day. I do think Bellinger signs before Monday. I think Belly signs within the next couple days. That's my prediction. With the Cubs, it's my prediction. Let's play Name That Player. We're going to start off with a historical figure from Topps Heritage. This is a tough one. Historical figure, Topps Heritage. I will give you a hint. He was not a president. Not a president. Wow. Paul Revere is correct. Paul Revere is correct. That's 70s card show. Paul Revere. Yeah. John on the board again. Where are you at on points? That's your third point. Let's see. That 70s card show. There he is. There we go. Okay. Next one up will be baseball, and we're going to do 2020. This is the only 2024 Topps card today. All right. I'm having trouble seeing the cursor. There we go. All right. All right. So we go to what I say, baseball 2024 Topps. Paul Revere. Harlan says John went to school with him. All right. 2024 Topps. Where's Mark Marinello at? Uncle Rich says John is as good at the 1770s as he is with the 1970s. Edwin Diaz is correct. Flipping sports guy with the point. Diaz. Let's see. Where do I put him there? Flipping sports guy. And you're climbing. Where's flipping sports guy at? That's 11 points. He's catching up to Max. All right. Next up. This should be a gimme. Should be a gimme. It is Caitlin Clark. There's no E, but we'll give you the credit. Caitlin Clark, flipping sports guy with the point. Caitlin Clark, who now is the women's basketball NCAA record holder. So flipping sports guy now with 12. All right, next up, we're going football. She broke that record last night. All right, football. Shane says, no, my only hope. Football. Chargers. It is not Herbert. Max. It is Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers. Max with the point. Make sure, yes, he was ahead of Michael Renicky. Where did this one go? Right there. Max at 20 points. All right. Next up, we go to baseball. I have a feeling John Keating will know this one because we're in the way back machine. Phillies. I think flipping sports guy is from Philly. Will he know this? Blast from the past. Bunning is correct. I think Max was the fastest. He was. Max beats John. They must have slow internet at the nursing home, John. Max with the point. Oh, there we go. 21 points for Max. All right. John says he wouldn't have said Ashburn if he was from Philly. All right, we're going wrestling. Classic wrestling. John's using Mexican hotel Wi-Fi in San Diego. Flipping sports guys, not from Philly, just lives there. Not DiBiase. It is not Eric Estrada. So Terry McDaniel is kind of close. I don't know if I can accept this. So it's Haku, and I don't think I'm going to accept Terry's answer because Terry said Menga. He later performed in WCW as Meng. I'm going to give the point to flipping sports guy. Haku, King Haku. So flipping sports guy with the point. 13 for flipping sports guy. John says his breasts are spectacular. All right, next up, we're playing soccer. Who is this soccer player? And she is mainstream, so we're not pulling out. Yes, it is Megan Rapinoe. Let's see. Max was the fastest on Megan Rapinoe. Max extends his lead. 22. Max apparently not a Megan Rapinoe fan. Let's see. Now we go back to baseball. And that is correct. Beltre was Max the fastest. Flipping Sports Guy was the fastest. We will give him credit for missing the T. I think he was just typing too fast. Flipping Sports Guy with the point on Adrian Beltre. We've got quite the battle between Max and Flipping Sports Guy this morning. 22-14. Says Unicorn Cupcake says it helps to not be behind in the stream. If anybody is behind in the stream, just hit refresh. You can do so right now. You won't miss anything. Hit refresh. Alex, hit refresh. And maybe you'll be able to catch up. Uncle Rich says Bo has a PhD in typo ease. Battle of the fastest internet. That's kind of what it is. Flipping Sports Guy says, I'm gig, but I'm hardwired. Sometimes hit 2x to catch up instead of refresh. Oh, there you go. You can do that too. I didn't know that would work, but sounds like it could. So there you go. Oh, Harlan also says, yeah, so hit the play speed. All right, we're going football. This is kind of a tough one unless you're a 49ers fan or you were paying attention to the Super Bowl. 49ers. Juszczyk is correct. Nobody spelled it correctly, but I know what y'all mean, except for Alex. I don't know what Alex means. It is Juszczyk. There's a lot of S's, C's, and Z's in there. If you put like a bulk of those letters together, I'll accept it. So whoever was fastest there. Actually, Max was pretty close on the spelling. He was the fastest. Added a Y, but damn close. I think he spelled it more correctly than most. Kyle Juszczyk. Where are we at? 23 for Max. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Next up, we're back to baseball. This is kind of an easy one. Actually, it's a really easy one. This guy. Will Clark is correct. Fastest fingers. They came in fast. Flipping Sports Guy. Where are we at? Flipping Sports Guy was the first to get Will Clark. Will Clark. Well, we know that Max and Flipping Sports Guy have the fastest internets in here. But do they know they're wrestling? Because that's next. Oh, yeah, good. Oh, almost covered up the wrestler. Yeah, hey, we had two Clarks today. This is kind of a toughie. Wrestling. It is not Hulk Hogan, nor is it Andre the Giant. It is not Valentine. Oh, Tito. No, it's not Tito. It's not John Cena. It's not Clark. It's not Steamboat, Harry Styles. It's not Hart, not Triple H, not Bobo Brazil, not Tatanka, not Vince McMahon. These are all wrestlers except Mario Lopez. It is not Stone Cold. I don't think anybody's going to get this. It's not Armpit Terry. I can even read the entire back, and I don't think anybody will get this. He was 5'11", 235 pounds from Kensington, New York. Unusual characteristics. He uses a combination of strength and speed to win matches and often teams up with Jim Powers as the Young Stallions. And yes, Paul Roma is correct. Flipping Sports Guy. Flipping Sports Guy knows his wrestling. Paul Roma. Didn't even have to have fast internet for that. Internet for that one. Rich would not have gotten that one in 1,000 guesses. Paul Roma. And who, I think he's probably wrestling a job or. Yeah, I can't tell. Actually, that might have been a Bolshevik he's wrestling. The Bolsheviks. All right. Football is next. Football is next. Green Bay Packers. Clark is a good guess, but I don't think Clark is going to get you any more points today. No. Let's see. Jones is correct. I think Max got this one. Where are we at? Just to make sure. Max with the point. Jones. Aaron Jones. All right. So Max is at 24. All right. Next up. NASCAR. Danica Patrick is correct. Where are we at? Flipping Sports Guy. Danica Patrick. All right, we're down to 2 cards left. Baseball and football. Flipping Sports Guy has narrowed Max's lead today. Let's see. Next up. Okay, we're going way back. Ralph Kiner is correct. Did Max get? God damn it, Max. Only Max and Flip. Oh, John got a point too. Max was the fastest. Ralph Kiner. Let's see. 25 to 17. And we're down to the last card. It's football. For the Rams. This is a tough one. Wide receiver for the Rams. Somebody will get this, though. It's a pretty modern card. Oh, it's 2023 score. Let's see. It's not Montana, Sanders, Rice, or Elway. It's not Puka. It's not Aikman. It's not Atwell. It's not Jefferson. It's not Van Jefferson. It's not Smith, Holt, Cup. It is Robinson. It eventually came through. Robinson. Flipping Sports Guy. Got it. Flipping Sports. See, and you didn't have to have the fastest internet on Allen Robinson. There you go. All right. So we've got Max in the lead with 25 points. Flipping Sports Guy has narrowed it. He's at 18 points. Joe Trotto with 9, 7 for the card hobbyist. Dan, Korean Cardboard, who's in the Philippines right now, has 6 points. Uncle Rich at 5. Harlan with 4. Porter, Huddle Card Collection. Merle, That 70s Card Show. And Tom Gibson all have 3 points each. Let's see. Low Roller wants to know if I'm going to list Mac McClung. Probably not. Probably not. That's what I had for today. I've got shipping to do. Go hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, shop my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Still plenty of 2024 Topps Series 1 left in my store. Buy 7 or more and get 25% off at checkout. There will be a show tomorrow morning, probably 8:30 to 9 a.m. Central, right here. Sunday, no Hobby Evolution. I'll be at the Janesville Card Show. I'll have my dime boxes and dollar boxes on Sunday, Janesville, Wisconsin, at the Holiday and Banquet Center right off I-39. And I'll review that Janesville Card Show on Monday morning. Next Saturday is the Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, Saturday, February 24th. Dealer tables are sold out, and looking at opening a third ballroom for next Saturday. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 9 to 3 free admission. All righty. Have a great Friday. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.